This is Lichtspeers. Hans, Helga, the Lichtguards demanded. You must spear evil Stormdwarf. Hipster Ice Giant. Worst Zombie. Das Walrus. Kill Warlock. Penguin Viking. Das Peggerhund Zombie. Finish. Kill. Nein! Use your licht powers to destroy. Shepard. Das Red Baron. Evil Space Dwarf. Ancient Penguin Viking. Elegant Burst Zombie. Mecha-Täter. Das Skater Walrus. Armored Hipster Giant. Fantastisch! Supergeil! Ja! Lichtspeers! The only ancient Germanic picture lighting action game you need in 2017 now with co-op.
Hello everyone, I'm Waka and still in the GTASC somehow. The last few weeks I've gotten most of my score from the very inflated Game Pass title Lichtspeer Double Spear Edition. The Licht God is bored and decides you are to be his champion and gives you a Lichtspeer to murder your way through 13 levels. You can't move your character, just aim your Lichtspears at hordes of walruses, penguins, zombies, killerfish, giants and other creatures which will instantly kill you in gruesome ways if you allow them. While a bit more difficult than it ought to be, the first playthrough through varied locations, killing thousands of enemies for the Licht God's amusement, is rather enjoyable if you don't get overwhelmed by the fast-paced action. While the environments are varied, the gameplay is not. Unfortunately, you've seen most of what the game offers gameplay-wise after the very first level. Unfortunately, the achievement lists ask you to complete the game 4 times on top of the multiple tries you'll likely need to get the Uber rating, which presents Lichtspeer's toughest challenge. The colorful, stylized 2D graphics look great and clashes with its over-the-top kill animations and blood fountains. At the end of each stage, the ground is usually covered in a ridiculous amount of speared bodies. The music is good, but as repetitive as the gameplay. While there are plenty of tracks, the levels are usually too long, at around 10 minutes each, unless you die over and over, which is very likely. Lichtspeer Double Spear Edition has 20 achievements worth 1000 game score and over 11,000 TA, making the true achievement difference over 10,000. As I mentioned at the top, this is very inflated but far from easy. If you have the patience, most can get through the normal plus playthroughs, saving up enough LSD to buy everything from the shop. Along the way, you'll get 1000 kills and almost certainly 1000 headshots. With little skill and around 10 hours, you can end up with around 400 game score worth around 2,500 TA. If you want the remaining 600 game score worth 8,500 TA, you will have to get good. Rage quit mode is more or less the same as normal mode, except you'll have to restart the level if you die, except for the boss fights. Dying on the boss fights, however, will likely void your Uber rating, which you'll want for all levels, both in normal mode and rage quit mode, for some really hefty score. Getting all the Uber ratings in rage quit mode alone is worth 150 gamer score and around 2,400 TA, which is one of the highest value achievements I've seen in a game which has been on the market for over a year. The best part is that the game is not actually that long and a flawless playthrough is around 2 hours. Getting 10,000 kills and headshots sounds like a grind, and it is, but you'll likely hit them before getting the rest of the achievements. Be aware that while Lichtspeer is play anywhere, the cumulative achievements are broken on PC, so avoid that version. Kills, unfortunately, only count once you finish the level, which can be extra frustrating in rage quit mode if you die close to the end of a level with hundreds of kills going down the drain. The achievement tracker does not work, but you can keep track of your kills in the achievement hub or through the Xbox apps. If you're good, A completion can be done in around 25 hours, and some of the high-value achievements are relatively easy to preload, making it possible to unleash a huge amount of score in little time with some planning. If you're not confident in your abilities, you should stick to the normal mode and give the Uber ratings and rage quit mode a wide berth, as they are truly rage-inducing. Lichtspeer Double Spear Edition also features co-op, but I have no idea how it deals with achievements. Have a nice day, everyone!
Hello and welcome to Achievement Hunting 101. I am the rightful host, FufuCuddilyPoof, and back, and still sick. So, I hope this sounds good. Full warning right off the bat, if my voice still sounds a little bit funny, or if it cuts out, or if it cracks real bad, it's because I'm going through puberty, and because I am still a tad sick. But with that out of the way, joining me tonight is Nate and Elle. How's it going, guys?
It's good.
You forgot to say something.
Oh, my bad.
This is level 72, which of course
I'm the host. I say it.
Which of course means
this is level 72.
Which of course means
69 plus 3.
Yeah, you've been paying attention.
That's going to be here every single week now.
I don't know how much math I can really do every week.
It's fine for Dead Horse. At the end of the year, it's trying to squeak in.
I'm always trying to squeeze in my 69s.
The dead horse you were trying to squeeze in.
Always trying to sneak in a 69 anytime I can. And we're actually 6 months away from June 9th, the best day of the year.
This is no longer the Patreon content. We can't be talking about this stuff on this show.
Yeah, we can. This is why people tune in. Not to hear you cough all over the place.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do not make fun of people for clearing their throats. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm not going to make fun of you this week because I'm sure I'm going to be doing it. I will try to edit out as much as possible. Sorry in advance. But it's been like 3 weeks since I've been able to record.
Listen,
I've been wanting to talk.
You haven't edited the last month anyway, so just let it ride.
You know what? Why don't you try editing, huh?
I'm gonna. I can't even save my own content properly.
There is no way you would be able to record or edit. Damn it. That works too. You can barely record as is. Your computer sucks.
And you
this
suck.
Is a great start to this.
All right, I'm going to have to take over hosting. So.
No.
Oh.
I'm back. It's my job.
All right.
I'm the one with the good mic. I'm the one with the voice. You heard my voice first. I'm the host.
You're dating someone named Mike?
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus Nate, and Mike?
Save us. What have you been playing?
Save us, Jesus and Mike.
What have I been playing? That's an excellent question. I almost said super hot because I'm looking at the wrong week's worth of information.
Well, you said it wrong again.
Come on now.
Super hot.
Both Nate and I both have said what level this is. Get the right doc.
Oh my goodness.
So,
see, that's how my voice sounds when I try to do that.
What
I can't even get to the highs. It just cuts out.
What I've been playing this week was 2 stacks of my friend Pedro.
So shouldn't that be...
I'm jealous.
Friends?
Yes, my friends Pedro's.
Pedro's amigos?
So we were excited about this because, number one, it was on the sizzle reel, which made it look really good. The EXO 2019 and such. Number 2, came to Game Pass Ultimate. So if you have Game Pass, you got it on the Xbox. If you have Ultimate, it's also on the PC. So that's 2,000 gamer score if you're good. This game does require some skill or a lot of practice. So I feel like I've played enough now where I can actually talk about the mechanics of the game. You're basically a mute guy wearing looks like a mask, and maybe some headphones, I think.
Sure.
And you have a friend who's a banana. I'm not sure if he's imaginary or not, and he tells you what to do. So you kind of break out of this room, you grab a gun that someone just happens to leave laying around, and you go through the levels, basically just trying to kill everybody in sight.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah. And it's basically a platformer puzzler, and your health is kind of like the limiting factor, but also a score modifier. If you get killed, you're not going to get the no death bonus, things like that. So it's a little bit like Trials in that way, in that you have to figure out the optimal path, get familiar with the level, get used to it. The types of things you can do in this game are slow down time. You can split your focus, so you can have you can lock onto one target, and then you can, with your reticle, you can aim at a second target. So that first target, once you lock onto them, you don't have to pay attention to where they are, how to aim at them. You don't have to do two sticks. You hold down, I think left trigger locks onto them, and then right trigger just fires wherever your other stick is pointing. So you can attack two groups of enemies at the same time, that way. You also have you also have the ability to jump, and you have the ability to spin around bullets. So people shoot a bullet at you, and you just kind of spin, John Wick style.
Matrix on them.
Exactly.
Or John Wick.
John Wick. What did I say?
You said John Wick. I said Matrix.
Okay.
So John Wick. Let's go with that one.
Yeah. So you can dodge bullets that way. There's also hidden modifiers throughout the levels. So every now and then you'll see kind of a medallion. And if you grab that medallion, it will allow you to modify the game in some way. Things like unlimited ammo or slower firing for enemies, things like that. The game is kind of fun. It's a little bit, the jumping wasn't great for me right away, but the more I played it, the more it just kind of made sense. Like, oh, okay. Yeah. The platforming isn't supposed to be precise in this game. This is more about just knowing the run and just, figuring out the best way to get through without dying.
Sounds like Trials.
And doing it quickly. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. I played it on the Xbox first, and I was horrible. But some of the achievements are really fun. Things like getting kills with a frying pan.
Oh, that's always the best.
Yeah,
frying pan is a great weapon.
Yeah, kicking a frying pan to the face, getting a kill that way. Ricocheting off of a frying pan to kill somebody is pretty cool. So once I did that,
PUBG in there.
Yeah, exactly. It's an ode to PUBG. After I got that on the Xbox, I went over to the PC, and I got, I was a lot better at that point. I'm not going to say I was good, but I was definitely better than I was the first time I played. And I had a lot of fun with that. So if you have Xbox Game Pass or Ultimate, I would consider checking this out on a tag. If you're the type of person that doesn't like Trials on your tag, you might want to do this on an alt tag until you figure out if you like the game or not.
See, I have so much interest in this game. I just have not had a chance to play it yet. It just looks like so much fun. It looks like a good game. It looks goofy.
Yeah, stick with it, because I was really excited for it, and I started to play it, and I was a little bit let down by the physics of it. But once you figure out that it's not a precision platformer, it's more about just keeping your score up and kind of knowing the level, then it was a lot more, it made a lot more sense at that point. Like why it was a little bit.
Any thoughts on the achievements? Because it looks like it's hard.
I was just about to bring that up because it's got like a 9.8 ratio.
It's, yeah.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of people are jumping into it, obviously.
Yeah, that makes sense. Game Pass.
So,
it's
yeah.
probably going to be inflated.
So they're going to inflate it right off the bat just by doing that. Let me pull up the achievement
while
list.
you're pulling that up.
So it has a triple stack or a double stack?
It's a double stack.
Double.
And it's not shared. So
there's one that says PC and then there's one that says Windows.
Yes. So you play the one, then you have a completely separate progression on the other one.
Okay.
So you can't just finish the Xbox, load up the PC, and get free achievements. You have to play it twice. So the way they're going ratio wise.
I was looking at the Steam version, by the way. I got confused.
Okay. Yeah,
it says PC.
We don't
instead
care
of
about
Win
Steam
10.
here.
I know.
Right. Yeah. That'd be different.
Those are not real.
So the first couple of achievements that you'll get that are pretty much everybody gets is get a 10x combo, kill an enemy using a barrel, not an explosive barrel, just a barrel you push over, kind of Donkey Kong style. 20 times combo. I think there's a 50 times combo. Jumping through 10 windows, killing 500 enemies. Let's see, breaking 100 crates, killing 3 enemies with an explosion, flipping 10 tables. Yeah. So it's kind of the stuff you would expect. Getting S ratings on 10 levels. These are the more difficult ones. You know, getting an S rating on 10, getting an S rating on 25, and getting all S ratings. That one is a 27.61.
Yeah, that's
ratio.
where all the TA is.
Yeah.
Getting the S ratings on them all.
But yeah. So, I mean, finishing the game is a 2.72. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's doable, especially since it's pretty generous with checkpoints. But they will, of course, because you died, you won't get the no death bonus. So I think completing it, seeing the credits, is doable. Getting everything out of it, if you're that type of person, maybe stay away from it. But I bet you Chip's going to play this game.
So I gotta say, I love this first achievement here, to break 100 crates, and the achievement is called "Because Video Games." That's a great achievement title.
They know their audience.
That's awesome. I love that.
Get a gold star for you is get an S rating. So
that's so good. And this is Devolver Digital, so you just being crazy just kind of comes with the territory.
They've got puns, knife to meet you.
It's even better.
We don't like puns.
Oh, it's so good.
So yeah,
I can't wait to play this. This looks good.
I would suggest checking it out, especially it's going to go away at some point, so you might want to get what you can now.
So just out of curiosity, it looks like less than 600 people have it for the Win 10, but how many? Wow. How many for the 1, Kenny?
Over 9,000.
There you go. I can set you up. You need to stay.
Got that.
You got to say it with a little more gusto next time.
I honestly can't. Okay, let me try. My voice is probably going to give out. It's over 9,000.
Oh.
Yeah. No. As soon as I started that, like my throat just started to feel like it's constricted. I can't do that this time. I'll let you. You can do that.
It's over 9,000.
That's actually not even
It's
close.
over 9,000.
I mean, that's how the meme goes, but in all honesty, in the show, he literally just says it's over 9,000. He doesn't actually scream it or anything.
People watch the show?
It is my favorite anime.
Favorite anime where the characters wear clothes?
That would be called hentai.
Bless you.
That's different. One's appropriate for kids and the other is not. And that's the educational portion of the show. Nate, or L, have you played any games? Assuming Nate, you're done with that.
I think we just need to edit you out of the show.
Oh yeah, I'm done talking about Pedro.
All right. Well, as I like to do at the beginning of the week after GTASC ends, I wanted to play a baby game, and I wound up with Deployment.
Gears of War. Oh.
Deployment was on my RTDL. So I said, 0 to 1 hour completion. It's actually not a Ratalaika game. It is from Whale Rock Games. It is a ID at Xbox shoot 'em up.
Ooh.
And basically, you just go into 4-player games against bots and you kill them. It's very simple.
Sounds fun.
It wasn't bad.
I don't mean that with sarcastic. I actually mean that. I like shoot 'em ups.
It wasn't bad. The list left a little to be desired. There's only 11 achievements, and a lot of them were 100 pointers, so it was not the most inspired list. So there's 2 right off the bat for the tutorial. One is to die in the tutorial, and one is to do the tutorial perfectly. So right off the bat, there's counterproductive achievements where you have to die and then quit out and then load back into the tutorial and do it perfectly. Our own Philip Wendell wrote a solution telling you that you can use the upgrades and upgrade your guy before doing the tutorial, which is not apparent. They don't tell you too much. So that was good help. Thank you. There's a decent walkthrough on TA for this. Basically just tells you the order in which best to do it. There's 5 different classes, and there's an achievement for 10 kills with each class. So there's 500 gamer score right there. And you do this in the 4-player bot mode, and each game lasts around 3 minutes. So you have 3 minutes to kill 10 enemies, so it's not that bad. And there are power-ups in the game. There's an achievement for finishing a match getting 15 power-ups, and finishing a match only collecting 1 power-up. Those are easy as well. And then the quote-unquote hardest one is to win a match without capturing any of the systems. So basically there are these towers that you can hold down the trigger, and they're like turrets or healing stations, stuff like that. You just have to win without using any of those. And that is the quote-unquote hardest one. It's got like a 1.22 ratio instead of 1.0 something.
Yeah, it's a super easy game, it looks like.
A couple people had said they have problems with this game, so...
I can see that being a shoot 'em up. That's not always the easiest.
You do need some skill.
Yeah, it's not an easy game. You're not just going to get it done with, but it's not difficult. You just have to be persistent.
Oh, look, KooshMoose did it.
Yeah,
so
this one's got a
skill.
1.1 ratio, so
but
much easier than Nate's.
Looking quickly, I have about 70 people on my friends list who have played this game, and like about 50 got that achievement and 20 didn't. So a decent amount that didn't for a quote-unquote easy 0 to 1 hour game. But overall, thought it was good. It took me 1 hour and 10 minutes, so I had to vote for the 1 to 2 hour option, sadly. Overall, I'd recommend
0
it.
to 1 if you know what you're doing.
Would you play this with other people or gamer score?
I don't even know if you can. I didn't see the option for multiplayer. Was there? Because
I don't know. I mean,
it seems like it would make sense, but I didn't see any options for it. I saw something called deathmatch, but that wasn't necessary. Would I play this for fun? Probably not. I could think of way better.
It looks okay.
I'd rather play like Overcooked or something like that. If I had 4 people over, or Jackbox, to be honest. It was okay. Kenny,
Yeah.
I'm done talking about deployment now.
Okay.
I could take over hosting if you'd like.
No, that's okay.
I know you didn't play anything, so back to Nate.
Well, I guess I'll talk about the one game I played.
What?
Oh, you played a game?
It's called Robitussin?
Yeah.
That's a
No,
good
of
one.
course not. But the game I played was NyQuil. That was fantastic. But yes.
Speaking of that's fantastic.
Past 3 weeks, I have been, like, if you're in a Discord, you know, I've been sick. And because of that, oh my God, it has been horrible. I've barely been able to play games. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever been so sick to the point where when you're playing a game, and then all of a sudden the screen just starts moving, and then with it moving, I just start getting nauseous, and it's like all I wanted to do was just watch TV and lay in bed and, you know, slowly await for death. It was terrible, and it's like as soon as, and along with that, the NyQuil is kicking in, so it's just like I'm starting to feel kind of good, and then half hour later, I'm just going to bed. So this is terrible. But the only game I have really been playing that I kind of want to talk about is my time at Portia. Portia, I might be pronouncing that wrong. I'm not actually sure.
It's Portia. No, you're right.
Portia?
No,
Portia?
you're right. I feel like Portia is
I'm pretty sure it's Portia.
It's Ellen's girlfriend. That's what I think of. But I don't think of it as a town or a place, but I think of it as someone's name. Yeah, or a car. Yeah.
I did not even think about the car when I've been saying it. Well, this, I don't know if you guys would enjoy this. This is up my alley. It's a role-playing management game. So I'm assuming both of you have played Animal Crossing before.
I've dabbled.
Well, one of my co-hosts and I reviewed a game called Yonder that was very similar to this game. I think it was someone you know named Nate.
Nate, that doesn't.
Yes,
that's not ringing any bells.
That's a real name, so yes, I do remember Nate.
KooshMoose.
Yeah.
Oh, KooshMoose. Gotcha. I know who you're talking about. But yeah,
I believe they're similar, but go ahead.
It's kind of like an Animal Crossing, but
Yeah.
more in depth. So it's like you start off, you're a worker, you just arrived to this town, and you're a worker, you open up a workshop, and you have to do different errands for the town that you're in. So instead of like Animal Crossing, where it's just fetch quests where they want 2 apples or this or that, in this, you go to a set location. There's a couple other workshops, and jobs get posted, and someone can say, oh, I want 5 of this, or I want 2 or 3 of this, and you can pick which one you want, because there's a couple different jobs you can take, but you can only take 1 a day. And with that, you're kind of competing against the other workshops, and at the end of the week, you get a rating, And then depending upon your rating, you get more items of gold and stuff like that, in which you can better your workshop so you can create better items and this, that, and the other thing. Like I said, kind of very similar to Animal Crossing, where you can, what am I trying to say? You have your house, you can add to it, you can create different furniture, you can make your house bigger and stuff like that. But the one thing where this really varies from Animal Crossing is that it does have RPG elements to it. So in Animal Crossing, you're basically it's just a collectathon. You're just trying to, make your house better. But in this, there's different enemies you can fight. It almost has some dungeon crawling elements to it, where you can go to a cave, you can fight some enemies. You can actually spar with other people in town. But yeah, the whole role-playing thing is every time you do an action, you're gaining some XP. You can then use to create your character more, level your character up so you get more items. You can find better items, or you just get stronger so you can beat better enemies. But I'm sure this is probably completely boring for the two of you, but for me, this is a total Kenny game. As soon as I started playing it, I just got sucked in. This has been one of those games where, okay, I start playing at 10. And the next thing I know, it's 12. I go, crap. All right, let me do this one more thing, and then I'll go to bed. And then the next thing I know is 1 o'clock. I'm like, crap, but I need to finish this day out. And then before I know it's 2 o'clock, and it's way too late, and work the next day is miserable. And the other neat thing about this game is it doesn't really have the save anytime feature. So what happens is it on a normal day, so as you're playing through the game, it goes through a certain time. Shops are only open from this time to that time. And at night, everything closes down and all the townspeople go to bed. Well, at 3 a.m., your guy just kind of falls over and it makes you go to sleep. You can go to sleep at any time, but at 3 a.m. you have to. And at that point, it saves. So you can only save the game by ending the day. And the other thing with it is you have stamina in the game, so you can only do certain amount of things each day. So while you're playing, you're kind of okay, this day I'm going to go to the quarry and I'm going to get these items, or I'm going to go here and I'm going to do this. So you kind of have to plan out your days of what exactly it is that you want to do.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
I need to get back into Yonder because I want to do that first and then do that. Death Dealers, I remember she was addicted to my time at Portia. She was like, it's like you said, it's just one more thing.
Oh, it's very much one of them games.
And when I was playing Castaway Paradise, it was kind of the same thing. So your Animal Crossing analogy is pretty good there.
Yeah, if you like those types of games, you'll like this. And it is Game Pass. Yeah, little mini quests all the time. This says 80 to 100 hours completion, which I can completely believe.
Wow.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of it. When you first pick it up, there's a couple of achievements that you'll get right off the bat. Real easy, so it's easily diveable. So if this is something you just want to experience, maybe do it on an alt tag so you don't play on yours. But yeah, a couple of achievements, it's going to take you a while to get. There are a few missable achievements. So
really?
If you are a completionist, I know there are some guides out there you may want to, keep an eye on that so you're not missing that, or you don't have to play more extra. For me specifically, I'm just going in this blind. I don't much care about the completion. If I can get the completion, cool. I'm playing this just to have fun. I'm having a lot of fun with the game, and there are a few achievements I am working towards while playing it. A lot of the end game type of stuff.
Yeah, that was my next question for you. You say you're playing for fun, but do you look at the list and eye a couple things to go for?
I do.
I guess a little bit.
So the way I usually play, and I'm playing this and I play all games like this. I look at the list and I go, okay, while I'm playing through the game, let me go for this, let me go for that. In this, there's also relationships, so you can get married, you can get divorced, and there's a couple of achievements for getting married, getting divorced, befriending one of the animals that's in the town, stuff like that. So those achievements, it's while I'm playing, I'm constantly, going for them, befriending people, trying to build the fellowship up. But at the same time, some of like the missable achievements, I don't know if I'll go back for it. So it's a game that I want to complete, and I'm going to try to get as much as I can while going through it. But I'm also not like, follow God, do this, do that, do this, do that, if that makes sense.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think so.
If for the quick hits for this community, this probably isn't the kind of thing that most people want to play.
Do you find yourself playing and then forgetting about achievements, or are you always thinking about achievements while you're playing this?
For the most part, I'm almost always thinking about achievements. There are games that maybe I'll play and I'm not really thinking about the achievements just because it's such end game or it's something with such a large completion estimate, like Gems of War.
Mm-hmm.
When I play on that, I'm not really thinking of the achievements. I'm just playing it because no matter what I'm doing, I'm kind of working towards it. Whereas this, I am pretty much always thinking of the achievements. You know, looking at the list, going, "Oh, did I forget that? Can I do this?"
Oh, is there tracking?
Yes.
Oh, good.
So I think Yonder didn't.
Can't even recall.
Yeah, it didn't.
Yeah, there is tracking, but for the most part, it's really not needed because it's like,
Right.
oh, just you got to this point in the game, or you did this. Like the first achievement is arrive at Portia, so it's like you're gonna get that immediately off the bat. There's nothing to track there.
All right, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, that's pretty much the only game I've been playing. So let's kick it back to Nate. What else you been playing?
Okay, real quick, I'd like to tell you about that thing I like to do when there's a free play.
That could be anything.
This could go in many ways.
Yes.
Free play weekends. I like free play weekends where they give me a game for free for 3 or 4 days to play.
God knows you buy enough.
So this weekend, starting at Thursday, was Trailmakers. Now, Trailmakers is basically kind of a Minecraft type game, but with vehicles. So think of it as the car Voltron of Minecraft. And you are running around and you are basically building your own vehicles. They'll give you a couple schematics to start with. And then as you find more and more parts, if you find all the parts required by a schematic, you'll get that schematic and then you can auto build that vehicle. So
interesting
cars or submarines or utility vehicles that have like a crane with a magnet on it. Eventually, you'll get helicopters, and your ultimate goal in the campaign mode is to rebuild your spaceship so you can escape from this planet that you've crashed on.
That's not where I thought that was going.
Well, so I think you're originally flying a junk ship. So you're carrying a lot of scrap. You get hit by a comet or something, and then you crash land on this planet. You then have to find a bunch of that scrap that landed, and it was just strewn about the planet. You have to find enough of it to build a spaceship so you can leave. That is kind of the goal behind that. Now, there are other modes to this game. There's racing. There's a sandbox mode where you can just basically build anything. It doesn't matter if you found the parts or not. And on that map, there are also these ball puzzles. Sorry. And the goal of the ball puzzles is to take the ball from point A, get it over to point B. And there are some obstacles in your way. Sometimes it's something as simple as a low wall that you just have to go around. Other times the ball starts on a tall pole and you have to find a way to get it off the pole and then into this other goal. And I think the most difficult one, I'm trying to remember which one was the one I had the most trouble with. I think it was that you had to get the ball up a level. So you had to get the ball from ground level up a couple feet off the ground onto this pedestal. And once you did that, then you were, that was the last one I had to do. I think there were 6 total. I could be wrong. Now, one of the reasons I'm not sure is that there are not a good set of achievement guides or solutions written for all this type of stuff yet. This game is out on, I think, Steam first. It was released.
It looks like a Steam game.
Yeah, it was a dual, I think, free play weekend. I think on the Xbox and the PC. Definitely on the Xbox. I could be wrong about the PC. The game is kind of fun. It was more than I thought it was going to be. It was more of a grind than I thought it was going to be. I went into it and I was like, oh, okay. Because when they drop you into it,
that.
Yeah, you don't know what you're doing. You're just like, oh, Okay, and your map doesn't tell you what part you're going for. You have to get right next to it to figure out what that part is. So you could be at the bottom of a hill that you can't climb up to, trying to figure out how to get to the top of the hill, only to find out, oh, that's just a stupid angle bracket. You know, like that thing's not great. So if you're playing this game and the free play weekend is over, if you play it, if it comes to Game Pass or something like that, you're going to want to prioritize, and hopefully there'll be a guide out before that time. You're going to want to prioritize the engine parts.
Good to know.
Yeah, I forget exactly what they call those, but they're the ones that allow you to spend more power on your vehicles. So you're going to want to find a bunch of those, and then you're going to want to build a submersible, because now you can get stuff that's underwater, and you're going to want to collect all that stuff. You're eventually going to want to get to this one island, or it's not an island, to this one hill where you have to get a hover jet. And it's not the hover jet that lets you be like a hovercraft. It's actually like one that lets you shoot up into the air. And at that point, you can then build a platform that you can then kind of moonlander steer, and you can get to really high bluffs and all these other places. And once I did that, the game really started to open, and I was able to get all but one achievement. And then I was actually trying to get the very last achievement, which was to build the ship and take off. And I got to 68%. And then at 1:30 p.m. on Monday, I was trying to get in there. I was trying to get in and get all of it, because I was starting to make progress because I was finally able to fly. And then it shut down at 1:30.
That's garbage.
Oh, no.
Right before I got this. So I couldn't even get to 70. I was about to get to 70. I was literally bringing a part back to the place where you drop them off. And then the game cut off and said, you need a license to play this.
That's garbage.
Yeah. So it was tough at first, but it ended up being kind of fun. I would definitely like to get the completion, but I'm not going to spend $25 to get that completion. So almost got it done.
This looks like it'd be a good Game Pass game.
Yeah, I was watching some Let's Plays of some guys trying to play cooperatively, and then also trying to keep people from playing cooperatively. It was kind of enjoyable. So I think if you had the right crew going in there and just kind of messing around, that could be fun too. But since we're mostly going for achievements, I guess you could get people in there to help you solve the ball puzzles, but I don't know. It didn't seem like those guys were doing any better with 3 people versus what I was able to do just by myself. So
I'll tell you, I'm looking at these screenshots. This looks super interesting, because the screenshots on TA of what they've built, it's like there's a boat, then there's like a guy on a horse with like that's like jousting. Then it's the what are they called from Star Wars? The pod racers.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's a sand speeder too. Yeah.
Then there's a submarine, a transformer, planes, and then an aircraft carrier.
Yeah. Ideally.
So this seems interesting.
Yeah. And once this has been out on Xbox enough and more people have it, you can actually upload your vehicles. So you can upload specific achievement-based vehicles that would make it much easier. So there's a lot of potential for this to be...
That makes sense for the completion estimates. There's a lot of potential for this to be much
easier, in a month or two once the achievement hunters have gotten to it.
That makes sense for the completion estimates, because there's a bunch of people that say 8 to 10, and then there's a bunch of people that say 35, 40.
I'd probably put easily 10 into it. And if I had just had another 2 hours, I probably could have gotten it done. And that's with like no direction, really, basically just kind of figuring it out. If I had direction, you could maybe get it done, I don't know, 6, 8, maybe? I don't know.
So 10 to 12 is a good guesstimate.
That's fair. Yeah.
Okay. I'm kind of interested in it. If it comes to Game Pass, I might try it. But like you said, I'm definitely not paying $25 for that. That seems too much. L, you got another game for us?
I do.
What you got?
I also got Warlock's Tower on my RTDL this month. And that's a game, puzzle game, a rat, which of course is our favorite publisher, Ratalaika. And
of course.
It's a puzzle game where you see numbers on the screen, and the numbers represent the number of steps you can take. So you can walk up to 3 steps, and then you need to land on another number, either a 3 or a 5, that enables you to walk that number of steps. It's one of those games that starts off very easy.
Sounds interesting.
But gets hard. Quote that.
Nah.
think I want to say Michelle and Kronos did a review for it way back when. So
I believe so.
I, unlike most TAers, tried to do this legit, and I got about halfway through the game. I know this because it's halfway through the video that I wound up having to use when I got stuck. So it's kind of the old thing that Koosh says. Once I look at the video, that's it. End game. So they introduced teleporters, and once they did that, it got really hard. So about halfway through, I did wind up using the video for most of the end game, and I had missed one achievement for finding a guy on a level, and it was a level I had already done on my own, so I had missed getting that guy. I went back to find him. His name was like Todd Toriel or something like that. It was a tutorial joke of some kind.
That's pretty good.
So sometimes in the mood to complete easy games. Sometimes I like to sink into other games. But I got 2 easy games done this week, and I'm looking forward to talking about a plethora of other games.
So how many levels of this game do you have to play?
Of Warlock's Tower?
Yes.
Unlike most Ratalaika games, you do have to finish the whole game.
Oh, that's something new.
Well, most of the game anyway. Well, you have to finish the whole game, but there are optional ones that open up after you beat the game that you don't have to do for achievements. So more or less the whole thing.
Oh, okay. So
with the video, oh, by the way, it was done by Bills from Achievement Land. Thank you for that video, Bills. Zoominati. And the video is about an hour. And it's a type of thing kind of like Energy Cycle where you can just look at the video and just go up, down, left, right, depending on what he's doing. You don't really even have to look at your screen. So it makes it kind of a joke. So I would say, I would say, much like most puzzle games, to at least give it a try on your own. Check it out.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those games where if you're going to play, at least, you might as well at least play it for, a bit. Try to play and experience kind of like what you did. And then once you get stuck, screw it and then just use the guide.
And once I was using the guide at the end, I was like, I don't know how anybody figured this out.
I mean, and then basically...
I was going to say, and then I told Michelle on the phone, I said, oh, I don't know how anybody would have figured this out. She's like, I did the whole thing legit. I'm like, damn it.
Well, she plays nothing but puzzle games. So that makes sense.
She's really into that stuff, yeah.
I was going to say, the perfect example of a Ratalaika where, once you open the guide, like you're done, is like access denied. So did you ever play that one?
I have not yet played that.
Okay, so I was just going to ask you if it compared like that. Like, it just gets so obtuse at one point that you're just like, what? Like, I need to wait. Hold on, I need to go get a math textbook and like study and like a community course for a semester in order to solve this one. Okay,
this one sounds like what was that one I played? Moki Moki Boy.
Oh. That was another fun one.
No, I think it's a little different than that, but I could be wrong.
It kind of in the same vein where it's, puzzle. You play it for most of it, and then the last few, it's just like, I need a freaking guide.
This is Freem.
What is up, Freem?
Hey, guys.
Feel free to join us again.
Yeah, we're just wrapping up our 12 days, so I thought, hey, we got to get back on, finish out the song. I assume that everyone was just clamoring for more of my beautiful voice.
I was clamoring.
Actually,
everyone's sick of listening to Els sing.
I was just going to say that.
Wait a minute.
There was an episode that just came by that you started singing. I was like, God darn it! You gotta stop. When are the Chievies coming?
What are you on? Episode 10?
65.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you got something to look forward to.
So that's 69 minus 4.
I've heard about that one.
Oh, my goodness.
That's like L's AD moment.
Yeah.
And BC. BC and AD.
He will never have a more perfect episode for him. Oh, my goodness.
Wonderful.
But yes.
All right. Get those pipes
12
ready.
12 days of Christmas.
So how's it been going for everybody? We all, I'm enjoying myself. I just finished, I'm one achievement away from finishing the 6 secret Chievies. I decided instead of just ripping through my plan, I had started a game, Sea of Solitude. You guys remember that from EA Originals? Did you guys play that at all?
Is that the, like the Assassin's Creed 4, but only boats thing?
No.
Nope. I have no idea.
No.
I don't know what I'm thinking
That's
of.
Skull and Bones.
Think
yes,
Submerged, but hopefully better.
Well, let me just give you a quick little review here. So,
is that a co-op game?
It is not. It is 100% single player.
I was judging by the title. I figured it might be co-op.
Yeah, Sea of Solitude.
That is absolutely nothing.
This one looked super cool. Like when they announced it at E3, and it was that one woman who came out, and it's an incredibly small development team. Like at the end credits, there's an interactive credit sequence, and you get to go by all the names, and there's like 12. Like it is a very, very small team. Okay, so with that in mind, you have to understand the limitations of this small team. So the story revolves around, you'll probably remember this from the imagery, was a young girl figure, right? And it was all covered in black. It looked like black feathers, kind of black tar, humanoid in shape, riding around in this little boat. And there was a weird-looking, hairy, black whale monster with red eyes and just immensely sharp teeth looking to swallow this boat. And so that, just the imagery in and of itself really conjures up some emotions. And it's so the premise is pretty cool. Okay. It is very much you'd even say in the opening scene, this is an emotional story. Some scenes will be difficult, some like, expect this to be something that's going to hit you in the feels. Okay. So, overall, let's talk about the stuff I enjoyed. It's a good story. There's parts of it that I've really liked. You can draw these parallels to anybody with mental illness, anyone with mental disorders, the impact it has on other people, things along those lines. They do a pretty good job of incorporating those things. Where they fall short is they're almost too deliberate with it. They just like throw it in your face, where it's like you're playing along and you're like, oh, I know who that is representing, or I understand what this emotion is, and I understand this, and then like maybe 3 minutes later, the main character will say some random piece of dialogue out of nowhere that just immediately tells you exactly what you're thinking. And it's like, give me a little bit of credit here. Like, I get what you're doing with the story. I'll give you an example. Right. I'll give you one example that was like, at some point you come across this monster who very clearly is your mother. And you're like, oh, I get it. This entity here is supposed to represent my mom. She's become a monster. Okay. And like, you start walking through and you're like, all of a sudden she's like, I can't believe that's my mother. And it's like, oh, come on. Like, I knew. Like, why? You didn't have to say that. There's no exposition needed there.
Right.
But let's say it's split into 4 chapters. Unfortunately, the first chapter is the strongest, I would say. There's some moments in the 4th chapter which are really exciting and fun. But the whole thing is just kind of, it doesn't quite get there. The other thing is, because it's a small team, they didn't get a lot of opportunity to, well, I'm sure they did. They missed a few spots for clipping and just kind of overall control and jank.
Well, that's to be expected.
What sucks is, like, at some points, so you're driving around your little boat, and some of the collectibles are these seagulls, and you're trying to shoo them off of ledges. And so you cruise around and find these seagulls. Well, I found one on a bridge, and so I just scoot my boat on over there, and I shoo it. And then I go to turn, and there's some momentum with the boat, and it kind of gets me into the bridge. And then all of a sudden, my boat is on top of the bridge, and it's shaking, and it boots me off into the water. And now I'm swimming around. It's like, well, I can't do anything. And once you get far enough away from your boat, now it's dark. It's like, okay, well, I'll just eat me so that I can respawn my boat somewhere. You know, and I ran into a few of those types of things. The controls don't handle that great, so you're kind of always fighting the controls. There's a lot of water, as you would imagine.
It is a sea.
Yeah, it looks really nice, and it takes place in like this flooded city, and so you're jumping from like building to building, but the waves are such where they come high enough that they'll, like, if you're on a ledge waiting, you know, because this monster is swimming around all these buildings, and you're waiting for it to move somewhere so you can swim to the next building, like the water will actually rise high enough and trigger your swim animation because it thinks you're floating. And so then the monster comes shooting after you, and then the water recedes and it slams into the building or turns around and has to redo its pathing. And it's like, oh, man. Anyway.
Very much an indie game.
It's a super indie game with a guide, 4 to 5 hours. Without a guide, which is what I did. I used a guide for cleanup, but playing straight through, you know, I found almost all the collectibles. Nothing's missable. Relatively straightforward level select, 6 to 8 if you go without a guide. So
I'll tell you, I'm kind of interested in this. I wish it was like Game Pass. I actually was watching a trailer while listening to you.
Yeah,
this looks super interesting. I don't remember this at E3 at all.
It's cool once you get past the main character's voice. She clearly English is not her first language, and so there's like. She does fine. I mean, you can understand, but the accent is very pronounced. It is a European accent speaking English.
Oh gosh, not that. They're the worst.
Well, it's just it's off. It's different. The other voice actors seem pretty good. You know, like you don't quite get that over the top accent piece to it, but hers is a little bit much. I enjoyed myself. I had fun with it. I'm glad I finished it in one sitting. Or, you know, like 3 nights, just a little bit here and there, because I wouldn't want to come back to it. Like this is a one-time experience, a one-time playthrough. I enjoyed
that.
it.
I can see.
Yep, I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I'm done with it. So moving on into Headlander, which covers my 7 Game Pass darlings, and there's going to be one at least secret achievement in there. I know there's a bunch of them. Kenny? What did you do for your 6? Have you guys talked about yours?
For my
Freem, you're just going rogue over here, buddy. We only did 1 and 2 last week. We got to start at 3, baby.
Right?
I figured you went through your whole thing.
No, we waited for you.
Yeah.
So let me just throw this out so I can just kind of get this out of the way.
Because you've gone so
Obviously,
far.
Freem, you weren't here when I said this, but just so you know, the past 3 weeks since I've been sick, I've been playing almost no games. I'm on day 3 right now.
He just got out of the opium den, basically.
Yeah. And I'm only on day 3 because about, let's see, what time is it? Okay. So about 4 hours ago, I got to day 3. I started my 12 days today. And so I really haven't been doing anything.
Do you have a roadmap at least? In all this time not gaming, were you sitting at your workstation and just like researching what you had to do? Because that's what I did.
Honestly, not really.
Oh.
Whenever
Missed opportunity.
I do these, I just go, okay, I'm on day 1, view valid achievements. So then I'm sitting there taking a look, okay, what do I want to play? And that's what I did. What was day 1? What did I do?
Well, la-di-da, Mr. Free Time. I can just do whatever I want, and I don't have to blend all my contests together.
I play how I want. I don't care about all that crap. So like day 1, I actually got back to a game. I did Refunked. I did one of the achievements for collecting 5 cubes.
There you go. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure there's no time consuming in Refunked because the entire game takes 40 minutes.
Right. I forgot this game was actually kind of fun. You know, with the platforming and all that. I just dived it before, and then for day 2, for free to play games, I spent an hour in free training just idling in Dead or Alive 6. And then after I got that achievement, I then went to Roblox and spent an hour in a game idling. So technically, I really only played 1 game to get to day 3.
My goodness. Koosh,
I just sat there
hopefully
for an hour.
You had a more productive 12 days so far.
Well,
I'm sure they have been more productive.
Funny
than
you should
I have.
ask. I was spent a lot of the weekend not doing 12 days, but instead doing Trailblazers.
Oh, that's right. I let you off the hook with our World War Z session.
Exactly. But I have squeezed in a whole bunch of stuff in the meantime because, I do my homework. So,
like a pro.
Yes. So we talked last week about French devs, 3 French devs, and I went with Life is Strange. So I played through to the end of the second chapter. And so I got my 3 there. I actually used it for my day 2 challenge as well. So I used a bunch of it for the free to play. Then I used 3 for the 3 French devs. Then day 4 for the Selfish Pops host only. I went with, Pang Adventures, which is
never even heard of that.
It's a little bit tough. It's kind of an old school kind of arcade type gameplay to it. With new graphics, but it's kind of an old school type game. I also then used Tekken Tag Tournament 2 to get my other 2. Moving on to, I'm just running with this, aren't I? Sorry,
do it.
I was supposed to stop.
Do it.
Have at it. Go for it.
Day 5.
Day 5.
515 gamer score.
Your 15 gamer scores. I kind of went all over the place. Did Miles and Kilo. I did 2 in Glass Masquerade, which is fun. I did 1 in Iron Cryptical. I didn't even leave the first room because I basically just had to blow up the stick of dynamite like 20 times or whatever. And then I also jumped into Nefarious and I punched 20 dudes in the face, which I probably should have saved. I probably should have saved that for day, 8. So then day 6, Secret Chievies. I played a little bit of Ninja Pizza Girl, which is still hilarious. I did Cuphead, and then I put 4 achievements from Blackwood Crossing. Blackwood Crossing has 4 secret achievements. Might actually have 5, but I had already popped one of them. So that's how I rounded out my 6. So I am just starting Challenge 7 for the Game Pass Darlings. I'm going to go do that hopefully after we're done here.
Nice.
Make some progress there. And then I'll be caught up by the time we hit day 11, I'll be caught up.
We'll see about that.
We'll see about that. Elle, are you all caught up?
Oh, my goodness. I certainly am not.
Oh, no.
So for 3...
Are you stuck on day 4?
I'm not stuck anywhere.
He's just been lazy and I've decided to do it.
I've been trying to get someone to help me out with Sea of Solitude for so long. All right, so for 3 French devs, I noticed, Wrath of the Dead Rabbit was on there.
Hell yeah.
So, of course, 2 of the achievements I got were for buying things in the shop, and the third one was a secret achievement. So, yeah. Sometimes it pays to wait. 4 Selfish Pops. Well, actually, the other thing I wanted to mention is on Sunday night, we were still deficient in GTASC score. So a lot of these choices were linked to that as well. So for 4 Selfish Pops, I noticed Manuel Samuel was on there. And if you recall from a previous episode, I got all the co-op done, and I still had not had the one for completing the game in single player. So, of course, yes, that is correct.
And to this day, I still don't have it, right, Al?
Well, now I do.
Yay!
Because I noticed also that getting the completion, there's an achievement for unlocking all the achievements, which actually works in this game, is actually worth 100 gamer score and 634 TA. So we needed those points for GTASC. So 3 of my 4 Selfish Pops were Manuel Samuel, and 4th was Stickbold, the dodgeball game. Day 5 to 15 Gs, I used all Goat Simulator. The DLCs are basically all 15 points each, and they're worth a good 30 to 40 TA each, so those TA diffs add up. Day 6, secret achievements, I used Celeste. Basically, that whole list, for some reason, is basically all secret. And I really didn't see many people talking about Celeste.
No.
Maybe everyone did it already. Did I use? I yes. Much to my son's dismay, who sees me flying across the room. He's like, "Dad, you're cheating."
That's fun.
He's like, at least put it on 2 dashes only, not infinite.
My son gave me crap like that on Subnautica. Oh. He's like, "You took off hunger and thirst." I'm like, "I don't need that nonsense in my life, man. I'm just here to have fun."
It's like, you're just playing for achievements. And I'm like, you're not wrong. But I did do one Celeste achievement without it was the one for doing that. What's it called? PMech. Are you guys familiar with that?
Nope.
I have not played Celeste.
Koosh?
No, I think I fired it up, but I've not looked
there's one there's one you find like a little mini arcade game, so it's like a worse looking version of Celeste, and you cannot use any assists in there. It's kind of like Runner has something similar.
Oh yeah. Like the 8-bit secret game or whatever.
Yes, correct. Mm-hmm. It's exactly like that. So there's 30 levels in there, and you have to do that legit. And Michelle was sitting there. She's like, "It takes like 30 to 45 minutes," and it took me around 30. It wasn't bad, but it's the type of thing where you do die over and over and over and over, and then you finally get it right. So you just have to have some stick-to-itiveness. But yeah, I got Celeste done, and Celeste is also worth a lot of TA.
That's not a surprise since it was Games of Gold and Game of the Year at one point. Last year? Yeah, last year.
Yes, it has a healthy number of people who have started the game, almost 20,000, I think. So all the achievements are rare and worth a lot of TA difference. So got that done. So yeah, beating each level is a secret achievement. Just everything.
Perfect.
It's just is secret. And then there's secret strawberries in each level and tapes you have to find. And once you do each tape, that's called the B-side. Doing those is an achievement. And I believe that is where I am up to. I'm up to Game Pass. And I think I stopped there, and Michelle stopped there, and we plan on doing some Gears 4 or Gears 5 together, so we can both work on Game Pass at the same time.
Perfect. That's funny. We're all in the same spot.
And I think also at this point,
in the same spot.
And I think
every one of us.
I also think at this point we're waiting for the rest of the list to come out, so we don't. So
you're not wasting your time.
Plan. Yeah, we can plan a little bit.
Well, you guys get a little head start, but the listeners, by the time this comes out, they'll already see it. I'll just do a quick recap on what I did. I think I mentioned last show because I had my roadmap. 3 French devs. I mean, this one is set in London, unfortunately, but it is a Ubisoft game, and I needed that sweet, sweet Z for Officer Zero. So I played Zombie. There's a section where I kind of break it into little pieces, and it's like, oh, okay, so from here to Buckingham Palace, oh, that's 3 achievements. Perfect, let's do it. And so I just did one little section, played it, and got the 3 I needed, and cross-pollinated with the Gamertag challenge. You see, Fufu, this is how you do it.
Missed your words. Missed them words.
This is how you do it, because then I went ahead...
Don't say low-hanging fruit. Don't say low-hanging fruit.
Nope, but I eyeballed my RTDL and thought, okay, host only, you say. Well, I have an RTDL achievement here for the game Full Blast.
Oh, that was actually good.
20.
Very good game.
I had already submitted my votes for the Chievies, and my fastest time was, I think, 19 minutes on a game. Well, I did this one in 17 for Full Blast, according to TA. There happens to be 4 selfish pops in there, so those are all locked out and done, and I got my RTDL, which of course is my first one, right? That game's ratios are all 1.01. I think the TA difference is 10. For 1,000 gamer score and 1,010 TA.
So you're saying that's a great GTASC game.
Tell you what, I don't care. I don't need it anymore. I'm out. I suppose, though, High Road is probably going to be disappointed in the fact that was very little contribution. So then, with the 515 gamer score, well, it just so happens that many of the early game achievements in Sea of Solitude were 15 gamer score, and there was some RTDL achievement in there. I didn't know where it was. Most of those RTL achievement possibilities were 15 gamer score, so I thought, let's just do it. We'll finish this game, see what happens. So I got my 5 in that, and then looked at the completion, and thought, oh boy, look at that. There's 5 secret achievements left. Well, I better just keep this party train going. And like I mentioned, gave my little review, finished that thing out. So game completion, and I'm 5 of the 6 secret achievements done, which leads me into Headlander, which early on there's achievements that will be secret, because that's just the nature of that game. And then anything after that will go toward my 7 Game Pass darlings. Hopefully, I plan on doing the completion for Headlander this month, so there's plenty of achievements to go around. So I will get 7, and then much like those games where there's some type of collecting or completion of the map or finding all the bodies or etc., well, those just happen to be cumulatives. And so hopefully there's enough bleed over to get me just a couple. I really only need 1, but it'll make my life a little bit easier in the off chance I find my RTDL planned achievements earlier than that. So we're moving into day 8, which is 8 redone actions. Those are cumulative plus or cumulative minus. And the plan for me, after Headlander, I finish that thing off, see what happens. I don't know where I'm going to have, but I have 7 lined up here. But I'm really hoping I don't have to do 3 of them. Because the first 3 are in Munchkin, Quacked Quest. Now, like you guys know,
I love those donuts.
I am super behind in podcasts, and I understand that, Koosh, you've had some things to say about this game.
I did.
I have not heard about yet.
Spoilers.
Did you talk about the achievement issues?
Yes.
Okay. So what I need to do, there are 3 achievements that it could possibly be my RTDL achievement. 2 of which happen to be cumulatives, and one is for knocking 25 enemies into pits. The other is grabbing 50 ducks. And so hopefully I can do that, and while I do that, beat the 4 bosses. That will cover my bases for the RTDL, get me 2 cumulatives. I just don't know when I'm going to be able to sit and play that straight through to make sure I grab 50 ducks.
Right after recording.
Yeah, 50 ducks. That could be tough. See, now I did not try it as a single player, so I don't know if the duck count is going to be the same for 1 versus 4. So that could take you some time.
Oh yeah, because those bots, man, they are vicious.
They've been playing the game. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they're vicious. After that, I'm moving into Dad Beat Dads. This is one of those single screen brawler kind of arena battle things. Lot of possibilities here for my RTDL, and I've listed almost all of them. I think I've listed all of them. I've got 10 possibilities on my scavenger hunt here.
I was just about to ask, are you doing the scavenger hunt?
You bet I am. 5 of those are cumulative, but what I'm hoping is that I don't have to do 3 of them, which are climbing. I don't know if you're familiar with Corporate Ladder, the game Corporate Ladder. It is literally a vertically scrolling level where you have to keep hopping up on these platforms and not fall off the bottom, outlast all the other dads. And the cumulative achievements for those, well, it'd be climb 500 floors, climb 1,000 floors, climb 5,000 floors. I don't know what my RTDL achievement is. I'm really hoping it's not 5,000 floors. I don't possibly think I could do that. That sounds just terrible.
My nephew Cronus did that. I let him play it while I was out at lunch. My nephew Cronus,
That's good.
He got that one for me while I was out.
He is delightful. So today we were treated with, of course, and I was going to say, leading into this, knowing that I was going to come on tonight, I was pretty excited and thinking, hey, because last time we had all of that drama with the double badge nonsense and all, that trash. And this time, there's no drama. Just to find out that on my way out of work, somebody let me know that there are people who are complaining because I did 9 ladies shopping.
You're so sexist.
So sexist.
For God's sakes.
Unbelievably sexist.
I know. Men never.
Can I guess who it was?
Men never shop.
No, I'm kidding.
But it wasn't even who you think it is, because it's just this other guy. But
It was me.
suffice it to say, like, thankfully someone came in and is like, well, the song is 9 ladies dancing, and so it is. They just went with shopping, and it's like, I shop. I like shopping. It's fun.
And you know who gets offended? Not the ladies.
Yeah, well,
the
that's,
men.
oh, that's
the
the other
men
thing.
Who,
His comment afterwards of like, somewhere in there was like, hey, you know, sticking up for you ladies. What do you think? And he's like, it's like I don't know if this person was purposely doing it. Like, I feel like they had to. Like, they're just trying to poke the bear.
Poke 100%.
Yeah. But it was, 100%. Oh boy.
No one is ever happy.
So, like I mentioned, there's a lot of possibilities in Plague Inc. Evolved. I am setting aside 5 of those. But I do have a couple Enslaved Odyssey to the West and 2 in Shovel Knight I'm going to try to get, and those are hopefully going to lead me to some RTDL glory. They might not. It's, who knows, we'll see. But Plague Inc. Evolved is my ace in the hole on that one. Some of those achievements can be pretty significant, though. They might take some time. Because I think a few of them you have to beat, like, these scenarios on each difficulty, not just like a one-off scenario. So take a look, but they're kind of isolated events. If you haven't started the game Plague Inc. Evolved, I'm not sure how many early on achievements are shop-related, but if you look at the walkthrough, and there's, like 164 achievements in this game.
Yeah, something like I know it's crazy, man.
Yeah. What you do is you play the first on easy, and you go through. It's pretty easy to win at that point, and you make a saved game, like literally seconds before you're going to win the whole scenario. And every time you win, it unlocks mutations for future use. So the way to better your chances of getting everything you need is to just sit there for a couple of hours and win 100 sometimes and unlock all the mutations ahead of time. And you can see your progress bar as you go. And so that you kind of got all these things in the kitty for whenever things comes up. I didn't make it that long because it is super boring. Just to like literally load up and see the same thank you screen, replay, blah 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 blah. It just takes a toll on you. So I think I got like 70% of them, and I'm like, there's plenty of time I'm gonna play. I should still probably win even if I don't have these random mutations. Shouldn't be a big deal. So now, oh, go ahead.
Is this a game you're talking about on Z to Z where you have as your background?
Yep.
That it's Zed takes over the world?
Z to Z enslaves humanity.
That's it.
That's what I was thinking. Is what it says. Yep, I used the Nurax worm, the brain bug, and I turned everyone into slaves. It was great.
And this is why we don't want Freeman charge.
That game is super fun. Us all. All right, so that's day 9. That's been announced. You guys don't know day 10, day 11, or day 12. By the time
that brings us to the reason why we have you here.
That
sweet, sweet voice.
You're not going. I mean, are you going to get this up before? Something tells me that our listeners will have already heard day 12, 11. But I will sing you the beautiful song.
I hope to have this
as we go down through 12, and then we can talk about it. So, here we go. On the 12 days of TA's miss, my true love gave to me 12 gamers spelling, 11 bolts of lightning, 10 open worlders, 9 ladies shopping, 8 redone action, 7 Game Pass darling, 6 secret Chivos, 5 15 G's. 4 selfish pops, 3 French devs, 2 free-to-play, and a cup of TA coffee.
Woo! That was wonderful.
So, nestled in there, you guys are now aware we've got our 10 open worlders, which, again, can be difficult because open world as a genre, it is large. It is expansive. Sometimes
so many
achievements are difficult to come by. There are plenty of games out there where you can find a tiny, Big L has a great example. Goat Simulator is an open world game. And that is what I am locked in on to get mine. I have no other reason I mean, there's no RTDL, there's no crossover, there's nothing there for me, but it is the only open world game where I feel like I can get 10 relatively easy achievements. You know, I haven't started GTAs. I am holding back on my Assassin's Creed, and they take a long time. You know, there's so many open world games that just take a long time to get into, and I'm not there on any of them, like in those end game moments where it's just cleanup. So
see, now this is why I wait. Yeah. You just click the valid achievements, organize by ratio, figure out what's the easiest ones.
You can totally do that. So Goat Simulator is going to be my action for the open world
for
games.
Everything.
It is delightful. And then day 11 is the 11 Bolts of Lightning. That is 11 achievements, and this is what I personally think, pun intended, will be the most difficult. They are 11 achievements flagged difficulty specific. So the TA Lightning Bolt flag means that you need to have a specific difficulty. This usually means beat a game on hard mode, do something on veteran, highly susceptible to having to do things above and beyond quote-unquote normal play.
That is a difficult day.
It could be. So, Koosh, you had said you were playing some Iron Cryptical.
Mm-hmm.
Beating that first level on hard is a difficulty-specific achievement. That is, I plan to do that. I need the I for Officer Zero. I also would like to work on those Battleborn server closures. So I have Hardcore, Advanced, and it just so happens that one of the challenges, Thorn, requires you to play a level on Hardcore and Advanced. And so I'm hoping to get those 3, and that maybe on the off chance one of those or 2 of those are on my RTDL. I do have 2 Battleborn achievements on my RTDL this month. The problem with that is they could literally be any remaining achievement because they are all immensely high ratios. But here's the secret. Here's the sneaky one. And again, this may not be available to everybody because it is a pretty easy completion. Not necessarily quick, but it is easy. It is Crypt of the Serpent King.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a good one.
Yes. I forgot
about that game.
If you guys have completed that at all, but I believe that has 21 achievements in the game, and it is beat every level on easy, normal, and hard, or nightmare, or whatever the hardest difficulty is. So you got to play through 3 times. Each one of those has a lightning bolt. And
so maybe this isn't quite as difficult.
No. It just so happens that my RTDL is could be beating the game on easy, right? So level 2 through 7, or beating level 1 on normal. Those are the only ratios that work, and so this one's going to be simple for me. I got 7 possible achievements.
Still easy.
Simple. It's just those other 4 that I'm hoping will, like I said before, cross-pollinate with some other contests. I don't know if you guys have any other difficulty-specific achievements that you're kind of looking through at all. You can sort your collection by difficulty flag if you're not there. But
so, of course, the one game I didn't mention that I did also was Thimbleweed Park. So, Michelle and I are going through that simul, which is where we both play the same game at the same time. Mm-hmm. So we both just beat the game on easy, which would have counted. And then there's a few different achievements you can get in hard mode, and we got one of those as well. So
that game has a hard mode?
It does.
Probably takes the hints and stuff out, or limits your ability.
Or cuts off your communication with Michelle, yeah.
That would be extra hard. It's basically the more steps to solve the same things, basically.
Yeah, I think you did say that. Sorry.
But with that said, I have 12 pages of things available to me, so I don't think. I guess one of the tips would be find something that stacks. Some games pop, like if you beat it on hard mode and it pops normal and easy.
Yes, sir.
Some of the Gears of War games or Halo, those would be good.
That's actually the first thing that popped in my head. When you said that is Halo Reach. That just came out on Master Chief Collection. So if you haven't played that yet, you can run through it real quick on Legendary by yourself or with friends.
It looks like a lot of Minecraft achievements are flagged.
Pop a couple all at the same time.
I don't know why.
Minecraft? That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, that's strange.
A lot of them were flagged.
I mean, I wouldn't
guess
call
the
survival mode difficulty.
I guess technically it is hard mode because you can play the sandbox mode, whatever they call it.
Creative.
Yeah.
Creative, that's it.
I mean,
So I guess technically it's hard, but I wouldn't really count that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in Halo. All right.
I think Infinity
That'll be
Runner
fun.
2 would be...
Oh, Infinity Runner's another good
that
one.
seems to have a lot of difficulty based on the same level, so...
I am not good at that game.
Yeah.
Really not good at that game.
What about Star Balls? That might have some,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
So
Definitely start that one.
there you go. That is all. Yeah, because you need the
I
TA
need
boost.
I'd
Time
love it.
consuming.
And then
Oh, good point.
to finish things off, we have 12 gamers spelling. And the word we are spelling, of course, it's 12 letters. It is Feliz Navidad. FELIZNAVIDAD.
Interesting.
Again, nothing crazy. We've done this a lot of times. The Z could be a little challenging. The V sometimes. I've road mapped mine. It is going to cross 5 games. It looks like trying to again cross pollinate and do what I can here. Little Sniper Elite V2, some Fibbage, Zombie Vikings, Chroma Gun, Battleborn, and Knee Deep. I'm gonna see if I can get that Knee Deep completion. That Knee Deep completion will get me RTDL, will get me Freemhole's completions challenge done for the year because I need the body part. Get that knee covered, and I think that's it for that one. But that's gonna lock in Freemhole's completion challenge 2019. I don't think I've ever completed my own list.
That is some low-hanging fruit pollination.
I can see it.
And so that is obviously
fantastic.
that's gamers spelling gamers spelling with achievement titles and not game titles.
Correct. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep. The name of the achievement starts with the letters Feliz Navidad. Little glimpse into the future. I've already written my first crack at 2020's list. Because there's been a lot of talk about what we should do, things that we want to, what people liked, what people want to see more of. I got some fun ideas for next year. I'm hoping the rest of the community events team agrees with me, and that we can implement some of these little wackier than what we've done this year. People really like the 3 French devs, so. And we do a lot of spelling. We do a lot of flags and genres because they're easy to do.
Feliz Navidad has 12 letters. Touche.
Look at that.
Wow.
What?
That just click.
Slow on the uptake.
Or just not listening.
Yeah.
What?
Oh my goodness.
What'd you
So
say?
there you have it. There's the song. I hope you guys good luck with everything.
I was singing it.
That is not necessarily the there's no other secrets. There's nothing gonna jump out at you. That's what you got. Good luck.
Nobody's going to change anything last minute?
Nope.
What was the one you had to change for True Trophies?
True Trophies was on day 5.
Wait, what?
Was there day 5 one?
I'm just curious.
Do you have what it is now? I have the original.
It's 515 Gs? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, they don't have Gs.
True Trophies doesn't have Gs.
Right.
Now I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whatever their day 5 is the one that got changed. And
Okay.
Freeman, is the next event going to be the 8 Days of Hanukkah 2019?
It is not. Sorry.
Can we hope? Oh, I was hoping.
Oh, it's a repeat of last year.
I have both.
5 gold trophies. So what that was...
The ultimate head-to-head guilt trip challenge.
You ready? This is what we changed it from. 5 more playthroughs.
Whoa.
And it was 5 with the multiple playthrough circle on it. Flag.
Ooh.
God, that was worse than
Do it.
the cup of coffee. No doubt about it.
Oh, for sure.
Well, I guess not necessarily, because some of them, like roguelikes, for instance, those are inherently multiple playthroughs. You're required to do multiple playthroughs to get some things. Some of them aren't ridiculous. There's a lot of rats out there that, not rats, sometimes use where you have to do multiple playthroughs to, go through different pathways. So it likely wasn't
wind up being annoying.
Yeah, it's not ridiculous, but we opted against it. Everything else is pretty much the same from their side. Yeah, almost exactly the same.
Well, awesome.
I forgot True Trophies was even a thing.
Yeah, I was actually just re-listening to the episode today, and I think you were talking about True Trophies, and I was like, wait, people actually did that? How was the participation on True Trophies?
It is less.
Okay.
So actually, Shadow Kisaragi, he's the one who does a lot of the True Trophies. So he'll take me and Planting's list and then modify it for True Trophies as they need to. And he did some of the work this time around to help out with. Did he do the French devs list? No, I did the French devs list. Did he do the free-to-play games list? I'm trying to remember who did that. Somebody had to go and look up all the free-to-play stuff. I did all the French devs.
So just from to get an idea of how popular it is, on True Achievements, 4,119 people have completed day 1. On True Trophies, 345.
Okay.
So
egads,
way
it's more than
less.
I would have guessed.
That's that's like nothing.
That's pretty low.
That's
I would love to get
literally
some stats.
Less than 10%.
I would love to get some stats on people that did both. Like, is there anyone that did both?
Yes.
That'd be crazy.
Interesting.
We had people complaining about some. They're like,
course.
"Oh, I did my TA one, and then the True Trophies one broke or something." I can see a lot of that kind of stuff.
I hope we get that breakdown. If you could put a pin in someone's ear, that's not the same.
Yeah, that's. If you could just jam a pencil in someone's face,
that's not the same at all. But if you could pass that along, I think some people would be very interested in that.
Yeah,
I would be interested. Oh, and there's no 12 days for True Steam achievements. Okay.
Nope, we did not do that. So let's see. Let me look at the 2020 calendar. Of course, we got Game of the Year voting that's coming up. So Planting and I have a plan for, well, again, this is all subject to change, but early in the year, we got something lined up, and it is...
Ooh.
It's a modification to an existing. I'll leave it at that.
All right.
Modification to an existing. Okay.
The second planned event that we want to do, brand new. So that one, again, it's all I'm going to say about it because it's brand new, there's a high likelihood that TA is going to say, I don't want to do that much work. So we'll see what happens. But I'm really hoping. That's why we want to get one in there that there are already a lot of the dev work done for it, and we just got to tweak it a little bit for some of our modifications. And so hopefully that can be done. We can lock it in. People get excited, and then they can work on developing what we need for the next one, which is it's a bigger one. It'll take a little bit longer of a time. We've got our calendar here, and there's 7 events on here so far. Again, all subject to change, but I've got 10 ideas of things I want to do. And I just came up with another one, too, that I'm trying to word into a pitch, but it's fun. I love doing this kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, I know. Can't wait to see what they are, especially a new one.
So, Merry Christmas, 12 days of Christmas, wrap this thing up just in time for the Game Awards. Are you guys excited?
I am. I like anything like that.
Can't wait for the Game Awards.
I can't wait for the guy, the French guy, to come up and just ruin it. It'll be great.
The French guy?
Yeah,
the
from
French guy.
A Way Out.
A Way Out.
Josef Fares.
Oh.
Yeah. Josef Fares is hilarious.
Well, they also said that there were going to be exclusive reveals.
Yeah.
So, never before seen. Yeah.
Keeley keeps bumping his number up. He's up to 15 now. I think he started at 10. It was 10 2 days ago, and now it's up to 15.
Interesting.
It's interesting. I'm excited.
But like
Cool.
I'm feeling like was Untitled Goose Game supposed to be one of those? Like because I see some new announcements coming out this week, and it's like, well, hold on, are you just taking Game Awards thunder away? Like, were these supposed to be saved, and the leaks are happening, and they don't trust Keighley and his team, so they're controlling the marketing now? I don't know.
Those pipes are leaky.
That's right.
That's
But
Crandy.
with that also means probable sales. Yeah, baby.
You got my attention now.
Nate has his tabs open.
Yes, I've preemptively opened 10 tabs.
All right.
So there you go. I don't know what I don't have your doc, so I don't even know where the hell you're going to go from here. But
I don't know. We don't
that's
have
a
a
good place
plan.
for me to take off. If you enjoyed 12 Days of Christmas, hit me up. You find me on the Discord, AH101's Discord. I'm always there hanging out. Love hearing ideas. Actually, J Black pitched me an idea. I'm excited to work with it. I'm going to try to massage it up a little bit and see what we can do with that. It's unique. I haven't considered his approach. So thank you, J Black, for reaching out and giving me something to work with here. We'll see if I can't get that pushed up the ladder a little bit.
Well, okay, so if it's J Black is working on it,
It's got to be maple syrup related.
12 glitched achievements.
12. Oh, nice.
Sick burn.
Oh, poutine.
All right, Freem.
Yeah,
well,
thanks.
thanks for joining us.
For sure. Thanks. I
Good
love
talking
being
to you.
on. We'll catch you guys later.
See you
Peace.
Sunday.
Will do. See you, buddy. All right. Well, thank you, Freem, for jumping in to do the 12 Days of Christmas. So let's keep going on with the show. Quick note, something that we want to mention is, unfortunately, we have some server closures.
Oh, no.
Although, in all honesty, I think there's probably only one here that any of us are actually going to care about. And by any of us, I mean Nate. That game specifically is Battleborn.
I'm already done.
Okay, never mind. He doesn't care. Never mind. But that is set to close January 31st, 2021. So, I mean, that's still over a year to get that done. No big deal. Along with that, a couple other games that we have some server closures is Gwent, the Witcher card game, June 9th, 2020. Hyper Universe, I've never even heard of this one. February 10th, 2020. So that's coming up if we want to finish that up. Fight Night Round 4, September 3rd, 2020. And 3-on-3 NHL Arcade, set to close October 3rd, 2020. So, you got any of those games on your list, may you want to get them finished up.
NHL 3-on-3 Arcade was only worth 200 points, but it was one of those games that definitely people got just for the achievements.
Yeah, I got that because some of my
wait a minute.
Some of my buddies from college wanted to get that to play one night. So that was before I was even into achievements. So that's how I got that on my tag. I need to wrap that up.
Was that one of those easy
Looks
200
like-
pointers? I'll be honest, I've never even heard of it.
Looks like a discontinued achievement. I don't know why there's play a quick ranked match with 2 guests. I guess you can't do that anymore, so I don't understand. I don't get
All right,
it.
so it sounds like it's already broken.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's
Gwent was the only one I almost played. Glad I didn't play that. All right, continuing on. Don't forget about the Chievies. Nate, you got some stuff to talk about on that?
Sure. So our end of the year award show, if you will, we're hosting the Chievies. And basically what that entails is we have posted a link in the Discord, and we'll have it in the show notes, where you can go and vote on several categories that we've decided for the end of the year. And we'd like to get the community feedback on those, and we'll report back at some point and talk about them. So the sooner the better. We might be talking about them next week. I'm not sure. It's kind of Rawker's deal. He was kind of heading this up, and he's sick this week. So go ahead and get those votes in, and we will be talking about them soon.
And like you said, there is a link in the show notes. So be sure to click on it and go vote. Let's continue on. We've got some sales this week. This is actually a pretty good week for sales. I know, Nate, you had like 1,000 tabs open. I was waiting for Elle to make fun of me because you did that last 2 weeks.
tabs open?
You jerk. But what do you got to recommend for us this week?
This week, it was hard, man. I was surprised because I was not expecting that many sales. So I'll just talk about two of them, just to be quick. Fearful Symmetry and the Cursed Prince. $1 down from $5. 1,000 gamer score. 1,209 TA. There's a walkthrough, and it's 2 to 3 hours. This is kind of like an old school looking game, and I believe that basically your movements on one side are mirrored on the other. It looks like a kind of a fun puzzler, and at that 2 to 3 hour mark for $1, that's kind of just a no-brainer for me. I would also like to mention Woodle Tree Adventures, $2.49 down from $5. 1,000 gamer score, 1,059 TA. There are 2,492 people that have this game, 1,924 that have completed it. It's 1 to 2 hours. And I would like to let you know, you can run in this game. You do not have to play this game and walk everywhere. You can actually run. There is a run button. So don't be like me.
Who knew? Also, don't be like me and don't buy this game. Don't play it. Don't reward that. Ow. They should have mentioned the run button. I'm a little bitter. We can tell. So that's kind of what I'd like to talk about for this week. All right. Well, to mix things up, I have a few games that I recommend. Ooh. First one that I actually think I might be getting. I've been waiting a while for this, but Assassin's Creed: The Ezio Collection. 70% off. It's $12. I think I might have to redeem some of my Bing reward points and buy this one. Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood and damn it, I forgot the last. 2 Brotherhood and Ascension? Revelations. Yeah. Holy crap. I had it before while I was going through and that just gone. I love those games. They're great. The remaster, I'm looking forward to that. And then Gnome Gardens New Home and Gnome Gardens 3 are both $1.99. Love me the management games, so.
Do you have any of those? Because I think there's a pack that encompasses all of those.
I have Take New a Homes. Look. Oh. I have New Homes. These things go to $2 all the time, so I'm just buying one little bit by little bit. And also... Oh, yeah, the 8th floor strategic collection is $8. Has Gnome's Garden 2, Gnome's Garden 3, Gnome's Garden New Home, Day D Through Time, Royal Roads, and Lost Artifacts. What is that? It might be worth it for you to get the bundle. Seven games for $8. Even though you already own 1 or 2 of them, it's probably still worth it. Yeah, that sounds like it might actually be better. Yeah, I might get that. Well, I bought Gnome Gardens because, let's call out Sarah with an H, her and her competitive gamer goals. She challenged to complete this game before me, and I didn't even start the game yet. You didn't even own it? I owned it, and that's about it. I had it installed. She's like, ooh, let me challenge Kenny. Get it done before him. Yeah, Sarah. All of her competitive gamer goals. She needed an intervention, and I think Elroy did a good job with that. So, yeah, I just had to throw it out. She hasn't been around in a while. I think she got scared off. Got back to us. You looking to pick up anything else? I think she actually went away. But, no excuses. I know. Discord works everywhere. Exactly. When I looked at the list this week, it kind of overwhelmed me, to be honest. There's so many games that are easy, so many games that are cheap. The arcade game series, Miss Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Galaga, Pac-Man, $1, $2. Another one of Elroy's favorites, Oh Sir, the Insult Simulator, is $1.19. That's got to be like the cheapest game. It's crazy. If you want some achievement games, you got Super Weekend Mode. Ugh. I hated that game. If you want a Vayner, you got SteamWorld Dig for $3. Moose Man. The one I was actually looking at, I'm not quite sure how the achievement lists are. It's probably like 4 to 5 hours each. The Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy bundle. So each game is normally 20 each, and they're down to 10 solo, or I think 16 for the double pack. That's a pretty good deal.
Sounds like a fun one for the family.
I don't think they go on sale much either.
I heard Vanna White hosted Wheel of Fortune the other day. For the first time ever.
That as well.
Who?
On Bing. Oh,
What?
my God.
I totally I didn't hear what you said. That's why I said
Okay.
who.
Vanna White.
He might not know. He might not know.
I still haven't.
Have you heard of
Vanna
Wheel of
White?
Fortune?
I know Wheel of Fortune.
All right, the lady who used to turn the tiles when we were young, but now she just touches them or pretends to touch them, and then the computer lights them up.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Ah,
You can
okay.
Google her. She's got very famous for saying nothing and doing next to nothing, and she's a gazillionaire. So, yeah.
I know who you're talking about. I didn't know the name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, I figured out another game that's on sale. Uno!
Oh,
Half
okay.
price, $5. That game's on sale all the time.
It is. And
And
lots of
I
people in the
have to point
community
it out.
have it.
I must point it out every time.
You know, there's another Hasbro title on sale that I was thinking about.
Scrabble. No, which one?
I think you sunk my battleship.
Oh.
The game or the movie?
The
Yeah.
game. Although I would
Oh, okay,
probably
cool.
play the game about the movie.
Was The Rock in that movie?
I don't think so.
Damn.
Probably, but I don't think so.
I've
He's
only
in there.
seen it once. I saw it like on TV, and I was half paying attention to it, so I don't remember. All right, but yes, that's some sales. There's some pretty good ones. There's some cheap ones. Go spend your monies. Redeem them Bing points.
I got some news and notes I want to talk about, Kenny.
Oh, you do
Oh.
have some news and notes.
I have some news, notes, and news and notes.
Okay, what's your news, notes, and news and notes?
News number 1, Angel Waka has some more work to do because it was announced that Human Fall Flat Win 10 is going to be a separate stack.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about this.
Okay, let's
Waka,
go.
and I mentioned this in the Discord, Waka did so much carrying that I would love for him not to have to carry anyone through Win 10 and instead have everyone else carry him through it and we stream it.
Okay.
Now, while that's a good idea in theory, I don't think Waka would want that. I think it's a badge of honor for him to carry everyone. And we just, especially me, I wouldn't want to step on his toes in such a way. Oh, I mean, he, I would offer him certainly to help out, but no, he would just decline because he is just a delightful gentleman, and he would just and he would want to help out. Day one, he said the whole completion for everyone. That's just what I remember him saying.
Oh my goodness. That could actually be kind of fun. We stream it and he just kind of kicks back and yells at us and constantly tells, "You're doing that wrong. You're doing that wrong. You don't gotta go there.
Big L.
You gotta do it like this."
Yeah, we need picture in picture of the action and then just a close up of his face just as he winces and just gets frustrated.
You see Angel
be
Waka slowly turn into Devil Waka. What are you doing, Big Al? I cannot believe you.
Get him a couple of those crazy beers that he drinks over there. That could be fun. Ideas.
All right. We have a couple of normally Sony exclusive games that were.
Oh, right. I'm glad you remembered this.
Yeah. The first game you probably won't give too much crap about. MLB The Show.
That's actually huge. I actually do give a crap about this.
You do.
I do.
This game, ever since, I don't know, I think PS3 era, has been only on Sony every year, and it's heralded, and all Xbox has is the RBI baseball series, and it's not that great. So I believe there's an announcement saying it was coming to other consoles. I don't think they specifically said what that meant. And similarly, the Final Fantasy VII remake, some eagle-eyed people saw a sticker on the package that says timed exclusive until March 3rd, 2021. So even though that seems far away, by the time we're ready to play it, I guess if you don't want to get a PS4, we wait. all the Final Fantasy games will be in Game Pass, and we have a year to play those, and then you check that one out. So that's cool. I like that news. And as Rawker said in Discord, all we need now is Spider-Man. And then
very true. But yeah, this is great news for me. Obviously, Final Fantasy has great news. I'm not going to go into that. But MLB The Show coming to Xbox. Well, first of all, let me address what you said. So the tweet originally said that's coming to other consoles.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people, Chin was talking about it's just going to be on the Switch. Well, the actual official Xbox Twitter retweeted that and said no more away games. So that makes me think that it is going to be coming to Xbox, probably Switch, PC. So that's good news. I more or less care about that, not because I like baseball. I could not care less about a baseball game, but as someone who likes the console wars, there was never a actual baseball game on the Xbox. RBI, that doesn't even count.
Yeah.
That's like comparing the MLB to a high school baseball game. It's just so
bueno.
It's just so there's such a stretch between that. It's not a comparison.
It's like comparing the Orioles to a major league team.
I have no comebacks for that. You're right. They're terrible this year.
Too easy.
I cannot defend them. Yes, that is awesome news. I kind of mad at myself. I forgot about that. And the Final Fantasy coming. Unfortunately, it's so far away. I gotta wait over a year for it. Well, I guess technically I have to wait a year.
For your 16th birthday, you could ask for it.
This is very true. Yes. That's awesome.
I'm happy for you guys. I'm very happy for the both of you.
You have
all right. You can
have
download
no
your
interest in
indie
that
games.
Zero interest.
It's okay.
So, do you have any more news and notes?
I heard that FuFu is going to tell us about Game Pass games that are going to be added. Or were recently added.
Okay. Let's make this a little interesting for the one specific game. Nate, why don't you read them off, and I'll correct you on the very last one.
Recently added to Game Pass.
Just from that last one.
We have Ticket to Read.
Ride.
Oh,
all right.
Ticket to Ride. Okay, well, this last one could be very difficult for me. We have Wander Song. We have Demon's Tilt. We have My Friend Pedro. And we have
I swear to God, if you say it.
Naruto Toboto Shinobi Strike.
That was actually a little bit better than I thought it was going to be. Naruto Boruto Shinobi Striker.
Bless you.
Apparently that's a game and not 10 games.
Someone else needs to watch anime, so I'm not the only one.
I've actually downloaded that because I don't have to tell Xbox or Cortana what to download. I can just push the button. So it's actually on my Xbox, and I might fire that up.
I haven't played it. I've never played a Naruto game, so they look fun. I mean, it just looks like a fighting game. I'm sure I'd like it. All right. With that, #BradCamp or...
I would be remiss if we didn't mention the big release to Game Pass next week.
What's the big release next week?
Rawker is just screaming at the podcast right now. It is Untitled Goose Game, my friend.
That
1 week from today of recording.
Wrong.
By the time the next episode comes out, Untitled Goose Game will be out, and at least 2 Tennesseans will have played it.
Rawker wants your goose picks. Send them to him. Yes, that game. If you're interested, yeah.
What are you talking? Oh, I remembered one more news and note.
Can you tell we are tired? This is just all over the place.
Resident Evil 3 remake was announced for April 3rd, 2020.
Ooh.
That was.
I've never played a Resident Evil.
Yeah, that was the heyday. 1, 2, and 3 on the PlayStation. That was the heyday, as far as I'm concerned.
I know a lot of people like them. I've never played them. When I was young, when
I was your age.
When I was playing PlayStation, I wasn't allowed to play those games. They were rated too high for me. I wasn't allowed to play them. They're horror games or scary or blah, blah, blah. My parents didn't let me play them, so I never played them.
One of my first memories of my PlayStation days was I had Resident Evil 1 playing, but I didn't yet have a memory card. So I couldn't turn off the game.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and you find these typewriters and these ink ribbons to save your game, and I couldn't do that. That tells you how old they are. Typewriters.
I imagine all the olds are just going, "Oh my God, he's so young. His dad didn't let him play a game on the PlayStation." While everyone was probably in college playing Resident Evils.
He probably doesn't know that PlayStation controllers used to have a cord.
I know that. I have my PlayStation 1 is sitting right over there.
That's funny.
I played games on PlayStation 1. Put the game in, pray that it works. Scream and yell when the save game on your memory card gets erased. I know all about that.
All right, what's left there, Kenneth?
Well, I tried to say it before, but hashtag Brad Camp.
No GTASC eliminations this week?
No, there's no GTASC elimination.
Wow.
Everyone stayed in. Good
Gamertag
job, guys.
challenge. Officer Zero still on the back of a milk carton. And hashtag proclamation point Brad Camp. Hashtag something or other. It says completions Kenny, but I'm going to talk because I'm sick of hearing his sick voice. Mitt Real B has reached a new milestone of 150 completions. Dunkos, listen to the podcast, 250 completions. Chip, we were talking last night. He's like, F this game. I'm playing Old Man's Journey. I can't do the train achievement. I'm like, just play on a computer, dude. And he's like, I don't have access to one. And then he messaged me a little later, F yeah, I did it. And I'm like, great. And then I looked at his milestone of 500 completions. I'm like, that's your 500th completion? He's like, oh no.
What a waste.
Oh, Chip, we love you, buddy. Wait, who put streaks on here? It's supposed to say stakes. Kenny.
Yes.
Do you want to attempt to read?
No, you can continue.
Good. I was going to anyway. Fresh.
There you are.
Freshy Fresh is on a 200-day achievement win streak. Dunkos, listen to the podcast, is on 250-day achievements. Debt Dealers, 500-day achievements. Wow. What the hell are you doing? Elroy. Love that guy.
I was waiting for you to finish his name.
Oh, sorry. Eljoy TTW is on an 850-day achievement win streak. Speaking of which, everybody in the Discord and their Christmas names, amazing. Everyone is amazing.
It really is. It's so good. I got to thank Nate for mine.
Oh, you're welcome. I like puns. Speaking of achievements won, we have LAX Jester with 5,000 achievements, Doughboy with 5,500, and Sasha Morning with 35,500.
Jeez.
As far as gamer score goes, we have High Road Vatu with 350,000 gamer score. Kingsman 3635, I don't know where this 2625 business is coming from, has reached a new milestone of 450,000 gamer score. Sangria's with 1,650,000 gamer score, and LAX Jester again with the out of order 125,000. Sorting numerically is a challenge, people. Go to school.
I didn't do that. My bad.
Whoopsies.
TA score category. Sergey L. Oh, Mr. John Lovitz himself. 200,000 TA score. KooshMooseSpecial, 650,000. Smitty, 800,000. NBA Kirkland, 1,100,000 TA score. Good job, husband of Wanda. Isrit, 1,250,000. Extra hero, he's gonna bring pollution down to 0. I think Koosh will get that one, maybe. 1,300,000.
I understood it.
You did? And redemption denied. Let's see if you add everyone else up. It's probably around the same thing. 3,900,000 TA score. Holy bananas.
Gosh, that's insane.
Still playing. Not sick of gaming yet, that man. All right, leaderboards. Probably going to be a bunch of Hatton. Wait, where's Hatton? There's no Hatton.
Hatton, what happened?
What happened?
That was bad.
I think he had an illness.
What happened?
What happened over
bad.
there? Crandy is in the top 2,000 achievements completion leaderboard percentage for window. Oh, boy. Here we go. We're starting off with this on a Thursday. Mitriel B, top 50 in Maryland. Gamer score.
Hey-o.
X the Hero.
There we go.
A.K.A. Nickelback Lover. Is now in the top 5 of the USA Gamerscore leaderboard for fighting. Coincidentally, Nickelback did a cover of Saturday Night is All Right for Fighting. Good song. Jeblach is now in the top 10 of the Nova Scotia Shoe Achievement leaderboard for platformers and also for nothing. Okay. Well, I'm glad to see there's 10 people in Nova Scotia on TA. Reset 42 is in the top 5 of New Zealand games played leaderboard for action RPG games and number 1 in the New Zealand games played leaderboard for Xbox 360 action RPG leaderboards. Well, I just read that. And now we have the most important leaderboard category, Vayners.
Meh.
Waka Pale is in the top 20 of completed games for Vayners. Awesome job, Waka.
Good job.
That's high.
Koosh, come on, man. I haven't seen your name there in a while.
Yeah. Come on, man.
How dare you? Did you get Star Wars moved to a Vayner yet so you can move up a notch?
I haven't checked. I assume that I would get notification from TA when they do that, but
do.
Not yet.
All right. We need Chin to get better so he can help you out here. Chewie on Ice, one of our favorite patrons, is a birthday Wookiee. Happy birthday, Chewie. His birthday was on the 8th of December.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Chewie. You are my favorite Wookiee. Here's some cake. Mine now. Okay. We've been recording for 3 hours. Wrap this sniznit up.
All right. If you enjoyed the show, please like and review us on your platform of choice. If you'd like to send us a Twitter tweet, you can do so by sending us one on Twitter at Achievements101. You can follow us on Mixer and on Twitch at mixer.twitch.com/AH101. Our Discord link is discord.io/AH101. Join in on the conversations and some giveaways. And if you really enjoyed the show, like really, really enjoyed the show, and you want to help us out monetarily, you can do so by donating to our Patreon, patreon.com/achievementhunting101. That also helps get me some NyQuil so my voice doesn't sound as bad for later on.
Oh, man. You guys missed the awesome mini game show thing we did for the patrons. It was really awesome.
It was so much fun.
We're not going to tell you who won between me and Nate, even though we were teammates.
Everything's a competition.
Or competitive. Wait, go up. Never mind. Forget it. I'm tired. Let's go to bed. All right, guys. Class dismissed. See you next week.
I'm a married man, sir.
Good night, everybody. Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway.